Dear judges, this is James Lee, and I'm presenting my project to design an ion selective layer of the LFMP cathode for enhancement of both conductivity and stability. So let's first jump into some context. The lithium-ion battery won the Nobel Prize of 2019. Cathode material is a significant part of that, and here are some evaluation metrics for these materials. Well, finally, it just comes down to two metrics, conductivity and structural stability. The cathode material I'm dealing with is LFMP. Although it has really high theoretical energy density, it lacks both conductivity and structural stability in practical use. So the lack of conductivity comes from its electronic structure as well as crystal structure, while the lack of structural stability stems from the Mn3 plus ion within this bulk material, which will disproportionate into Mn2 plus and 4 plus. The 2 plus ions will then dissolve into the electrolytic solution, causing the whole structure to collapse. The current progress on solving this issue is kind of not comprehensive. They either guarantee connectivity or structural stability, but there's no comprehensive method existing. So I'm going to, tackle this material in a smart way. So I use a material called ZnZ62 glass, and which wins the Nobel Prize this year. It's kind of one of the MOF material. And here are some advantages. This glass material has grain boundary filling property. So as you can see, we are integrating the crystal Z62 onto a LFMP-C cathode. And this cathode, just for some context, is a frequently synthesized cathode in previous literature, so it's already mature. But we are adding another protective layer to enhance its conductivity and structural stability. So after we melt this crystal, it transitions into glass. And because it has a liquid phase in the middle, it can infiltrate into the grain boundaries to kind of form like a conductive and continuous layer. So it's in itself boosting conductivity at first place. Plus, it's stronger because it's amorphous instead of crystalline. Finally, it's selectively conductive. It only selects and specifically selects lithium ion as reported in several literatures, and therefore it prevents manganese out. So this is kind of a smart way to only allow lithium ion transport in while repressing all of the manganese dissolving out. So ensure both conductivity and structural stability. Here's a scheme diagram for synthesis. Here's a better demonstration if you are confused for the previous explanation. Well, so let's look at some results. Here are some characterization tests we did. So basically, it's for checking that this is the material we are synthesizing. And as you can see, the elements and the crystal structure and bonds presented all fits our expectation. Then structural optimization. From the pore distribution analysis, we can already see that ZG material has the most mesopores. From the SEM image, we can see that ZG material has the most uniform surface. So that already validates that this material, compared to the other two we synthesized for control, has a better surface or interfacial chemistry. So it will better enable the transport and electrochemical process. The in-situ XRD peak offset degree, which is like the crystal structure data collected during the electrochemical process, indicates that most structure of the ZG material is preserved, so it's structurally stable. Some more straightforward data come from the electrochemical performances. So under different rates of charge and discharge, the ZG material is the best within the free. And under continuous cycling of the material, the ZG material also is the highest performance one. And from all of the other electrochemical tests we did, is mostly for the conductivity and surface chemistry. The diffusion coefficient of GITT, you see the EG stands at the top, so it has the best lithium transport property. For the EIS, we can see, although there are two layers, an extra layer wrapped on the LFMPC, we can see that the internal resistance is not that bad, right? And the pseudo-capacitance percentage from the CV. So this basically means the performance or the rate of the Faraday process, the electrochemical process on the surface. The ZG is also standing at the top. So to briefly sum up, by combining this glass selective layer onto a previously synthesized LFMPC material, we gain a really high performance electrochemical cathode. So there are some limitations indeed, and some future works that can still be done. For example, applying theoretical calculations, try more materials, and improve layer interactions. But all in all, it's a successful attempt to open up a new, method or strategy for this material modification. Here are the bibliographies, and thank you for listening.